Welcome everybody again to Daddy and Zaki cooking show at Mr. Edgar G. Crabb's apartment,
where Mr. Edgar G. Crabb rumbles, roars, and rattles. Mr. Edgar G. Crabb sent a letter to the director of the subway.
June 4. Dear Director, the subway rumbles, roars, and rattles under 13th Street all day long. It makes my table shake. It hurts my cat's ears. Lullabell has very tender ears. Something must be done. From Mr. Edgar G. Crabb.
Weeks went by. The subway kept rumbling, roaring, and rattling under 13th Street. So Mr. Edgar G. Crabb sent another letter. He sent this letter to the editor of the Morning Star.
July 22. Dear editor, I sent a letter to the director of the subway explaining the awful problem of the subway noise. Nothing has been done. In fact, things are getting worse. There are hundreds of trucks rumbling, roaring, and rattling along 13th Street. It seems to me that many of them are speeding along 13th Street just to disturb my cat Lullabell and me. Really, this must stop. Yours truly, Mr. Edgar G. Crabb.
Weeks went by. The subway kept rumbling under 13th Street. The trucks kept roaring and rattling along 13th Street. Mr. Edgar G. Crabb sent another letter. He sent this letter to the nitty-gritty city mayor.
August 22. Dear Madam Mayor, I am being tormented by noises. The rumbling, roaring, and rattling of the subway under 13th Street is driving me crazy. The rumbling, roaring, and rattling of trucks along 13th Street is making my teeth shake. And to make things even worse, airplanes have begun to rumble, roar, and rattle over 13th Street. If this noise is not stopped, I will send a letter to the President of the United States. Yours truly, Mr. Edgar G. Crabb.
Weeks went by. The subway and the trucks and the airplanes kept rumbling, roaring, and rattling under, along, and over 13th Street. Mr. Edgar G. Crabb sent another letter. He sent this letter to the President of the United States, just as he said he would.
September 21. Dear Mr. President, the nitty-gritty city must be declared a disaster zone. You will have to send the army here. Subway rumbles, roars, and rattles under the street. Trucks rumble, roar, and rattle along the street. Airplanes rumble, roar, and rattle over the street. And just when I was thinking things could never get worse, a record shop opened and rock music blares all day long. This noise must stop. Help, Mr. Edgar G. Crabb.
Weeks went by. The record shop began to play quiet, lazy music. The airplanes started going a different way, so they didn't fly over 13th Street anymore. A big freeway was finished, so the trucks stopped speeding along 13th Street. Mr. Edgar G. Crabb sent another letter. He sent this letter to the Nitty-Gritty City Marching Band and 900-member singing club.
October 22. Dear Nitty-Gritty City Marching Band and 900-member singing club, I protest. Why don't you ever march up 13th Street? It's too quiet here. The only noise we hear are the soft rumbles, roars, and rattles of the subway. We need more noise on 13th Street. Something must be done. From Mr. Edgar G. Crabb. The end. Adios in my father's word.